There's a thin line between heroism and madness.
Here the line fades to nothing at all. This is a world of capes and lunatics.
And nothing is off limits.
Well, as you heard, we're live. It's the Capes and Lunatics, episode 28. Business as usual. It's Friday night. Everyone is raring to go. Well, three of us. I am Phil. Let's go down. Let's go up and down the East Coast. Coming to you live from New Jersey. It's the Professor.
Yes. Ready to.
And that weapon.
We're gonna do a business.
And that human weapon of mass destruction coming to you live from Florida. It's
Lil, aka Lil Hellfire. What's up, y'all?
I know it's not WWE, but it sounds like it.
It's a mess.
Hey,
Random nonsense. That should be the name of this podcast.
It's on a Saturday morning. We're awake.
Woo! And not hungover, actually, for a change. Well, at least me.
Well, not this late.
No, hungover comes later.
I was gonna say, Lilith will start after this show again.
No.
All right.
Ed.
All right, Kitty. So where shall we begin? Oh, Lilith, I was telling Charlie to watch that the crossover is Monday and Tuesday for the CW. So
It's 2 days. We're not going to stretch it out. We're moving Arrow to Monday. Maybe we keep them there.
that'd be nice.
Valor is a poop.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Charlie wanted them to dump the whole thing on Thanksgiving Day.
I thought that would be a good idea.
They would get the
Do a 4 hour.
I don't know if they want to go against football. I told you.
I didn't even check the ratings.
Not for nothing, Phil. It's only 4 hours.
But
So they could have done
2 hours.
No. They could have done 6 to 10,
Yeah.
which is after football.
But
Then
no,
that
there was a
6 to 10
game on later.
post-
Wasn't there a game on later than 6?
I have no
I'm pretty
idea.
sure.
I don't watch the footed balls,
I haven't watched it much, but I was stuck at someone else's house, so it was kind of
Yeah.
had to hear.
Yeah.
This is the first game I'm watching all year because those darn protests.
Really? Oh.
Ugh.
Okay. Yeah, some people don't like people protesting.
This week was pretty comic book light, right?
Kind of. Well, we started talking about
Iron Man was good.
Yeah, we started talking about Doomsday Clock on Super Connectivity.
Did Charlie
That was
actually read it?
interesting.
No, but he saw.
No, but I've read all the spoilers. At age, Lilith, you don't actually have to read anything anymore. The world is a cliff note.
I told him the highlights. You know, there's new
Which
war
color
shit.
did you get? There was like 4. I got the color one. No, that's not the one I got. I got the one with Rorschach.
Oh yeah.
And then I got the Superman, the one with Superman that you colored in.
I got they gave away. They were giving away one a black and
supposed
white.
to color on your comic. I think that lowers the resale value.
I actually.
I'm gonna color it in and sign it, so it's gonna be worth something someday.
Wait, you're gonna sign it?
Yeah, I'm gonna color it in myself.
Be worth more.
Because that's what I do. I can do pencils and colors all day.
I got like they gave me like a sheet. I don't know if that's what that's for, but it's the black and white Superman cover for it, but it's not actually on the book.
I got the book one, yeah. So yeah, I'm not
Are
impressed
there
with
really
it.
famous colorists?
What?
What?
Are there really? Because every so often I'll hear about people will talk like inker. I don't
Inkers
think
and
I've ever heard anyone
not the same.
lovingly about a colorist. Does just as much work as the inker, if not more. So.
Newcastle crew, sir. I talk about it all.
Okay. I know you would talk about a colorist outside of the unique world we live in. It's just something I was just thinking about. Colorists. As much as inkers get the short shrift of people, I think colorists get even less shrift than the inkers do. Perhaps, which isn't fair. They do a lot of work, and I don't think comic books that are comic books are as good as colored comic books. I'm going to say that.
Oh, all the
I don't care that I grew up in the 90s. I'm black and white comics.
All you Walking Dead fans at Charlie Esser on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know what? It was a cost-saving measure. Those books are not colored.
Walking Dead?
Cost-saving measure. Yeah.
Walking Dead does it.
Mentioned to do your shameless plug because you were on the Biters podcast this week. Is that why you brought that up?
No, but he said black and white.
Let me tell you something.
That's the only one that popped. That's the first one that popped in my mind that was black and white. Yeah, but yes, I was on the Biters podcast this week.
Okay, look, I know you children don't understand this, but black and white comic books were a thing back in the long ago forgotten time of the early 90s and late 80s. When a little book called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came out.
Yes, I'm familiar. I have a lot of those.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you've seen all the modern variations.
No, the comic book themselves. I'm actually a huge fan. Where
I know.
Black.
I know. I'm thinking of it. But the reason why they were black and white wasn't as an aesthetic choice. They were black and white because it was cheaper if you were an indie book colorist. These books were black and white. Then, of course, because all these innovative, new, interesting books came out in black and white, thing. So maybe The Walking Dead is doing black and white as an aesthetic choice. Aesthetic choice. It's a choice you make because you're doing an indie comic and it's a heck of a lot cheaper to produce it in black and white than it is in color.
And I thought it was kind of an homage to like the original Night of the Living Dead and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's a possibility. Although that was only one. Again, it was actually black and white as a cost-saving measure, not an aesthetic choice. And it was actually cheaper to produce black and white. It's more expensive to make a film in black and white than in color. I learned this when we were discussing when I was producing a film. When we were actually debating doing it on film, and we were talking about should we do it in black and white. Thinking that makes you be an artist nowadays. Doing black and white, we'll just shoot in color. And then, of course, we hit right on the cusp of decent digital video. You know what? Let's just do it all in digital. Our film's in digital. We never actually used film because film is a dead medium. No one likes you, film.
So not true.
You are too high maintenance. Too high maintenance of a girlfriend film.
It's just like vinyl. You have to have a little bit of soul to appreciate it. That's all.
No.
I like the crackle and pops in my vinyl. I really did. I even like rewinding
you should
pencil. Yep. There, I said it.
See what I'm going to tell you is I like audio tape. Audio tape. If you want crackle and pop, stronger than audio tape because audio tape is a poor man's medium. That is a real medium that not only can you create on, but that can survive anything. Scratching your audio tape. Scratch it up, you just pack in, and it was just as good. It's a survivalist medium.
Let me tell you. The 8-track, that thing could survive a nuclear missile strike.
Actually, yes, an 8-track could. The problem with 8-track is you couldn't record on the 8-track from your personal 8-track.
That's why people wanted the cassettes. It's a 70s show. He had a big thing for his birthday. It was hilarious to me because I was like, I get it. We're off the rails. Look at this, Phil. Come on, moderate, Phil.
I thought it was. All right. So how do we get here? Black and white comics. Yes, I was on the Biters podcast.
A mess.
Anyone else? Anyone have any other thoughts on Doomsday Clock?
I think it's a maxi series. Like we talked about it kind of for Castle Crew.
This morning. Yeah, do we need another 12 issues, like the length of the original Watchmen series?
I mean, I guess it's an aesthetic. Like, it has to be a maxi series. Okay.
What I was thinking while me and Charlie were talking, you know how Rorschach, the new Rorschach, is someone of color because he takes off the glove and it's
Yeah.
What if it's that kid who's reading the comic books at the newspaper stand in the original series?
Ooh.
The tie it into the original
You
series.
know, it's not gonna happen because it's brilliant. No offense. No offense.
You wouldn't even give
but
Jeff Johns that
would
credit?
be great.
Jeff Johns is on my bad side right now. Like, so
Ooh.
yeah.
At Lilith Hellfire.
Come at me, nerds. You can admit it. He's gone astray. He is not.
What has Jeff Johns done to offend you so greatly, Lilith?
It's just the direction of DC in general. I'm just mad at him. So much potential, and then I just don't know what happened. I can't figure out how they went so wrong. It's
well, if nothing else, Shooter likes DC right now.
What?
Shooter, he said he really liked what DC was doing right now.
More than Marvel.
In its he didn't like Marvel, but he says he liked what DC was doing. He thought DC was going in the right direction.
Going back.
Casual Friday.
Take that as the grain of salt that you want it to be.
But so Lilith.
I have such a weird relationship with man.
But Lilith, Doomsday Clock, did Dr. Man, I was going to say Captain Adam, did Dr. Manhattan kill Superman's parents?
Yes.
He killed Jonathan and Martha and twisted Jor-El. What is his problem with Superman?
It's everybody's problem with Superman who's not a real true fan, who doesn't, he does bring hope to you. So you're sardonic or you're, cynical or whatever. Like I'm too old for Superman now. I told you this a long time ago. Superman stopped being my jam. Batman became my jam, and now I'm too old for Batman too. I'm too old for everything now.
Superman until he went on that tirade about American history. I missed my issues, and then it's hard for me to get. I want to get, but I still love Chinese Superman.
Oh yes,
he's great, but
oh yes,
regular Superman and like Super Sons, they got too whiny. It's like,
yeah.
One thing I'll say. And I've lost my train. Never mind. Moving right along.
New moment.
And then it left. It left too quickly. It'll come back. It'll come back around. It's a circular track, my train of thoughts. Oh, it'll come back around. As far as Superman goes, so here's my big prediction. Dr. Manhattan is doing all the messing around, causing problems for the DC universe. At the very end, Quantum Superman, who is the Captain Atom of his universe, is going to show up and put the smackdown on Dr. Manhattan. In the Great Army of Superman, they had Quantum Superman, who was a Captain Atom pastiche based off of Dr. Manhattan, but Dr. Manhattan, because he wasn't he wasn't somebody whiny little, I'm alone in the universe. He was like, it's kind of like Quantum Superman, and magic and stuff. So, vampire alien dude, because I'm freaking Quantum Superman, and I can use force perspective on you right now. Fourth wall breaking Gwenpool, and that's because nothing makes characters that are in their immensity humbled as being presented with their limitations. It only happened in 200th episode. Live tweeted it, kids. episode.
I can't wait to watch it.
You and Luca got to. I
We will.
told my
I recorded
friend.
it.
Because my kids were at their grandparents' house. Told them, let them know it's on now. I don't think any of the kids watched it. I know I watched it. It's fantastic.
I'm glad.
Teen Titans Go.
What?
Here's the thing about Teen Titans Go.
Oh, Lilith.
Oh, see, here's the thing. Dogs don't watch TV, generally speaking. So, and there's no cultural communication to the dog. The dog is pure love, which is what you want from a dog, and love in return. And you have this very nice relationship that's based on the purest concept of love, a love that exists, pre-civilization. It is pre-civilization love. Their dogs, which is actually a beautiful and magical thing.
Button.
No, not
Well,
that kind.
what the heck?
Not that kind. No.
I'm talking platonic.
I know.
You know,
like a parent. I know.
No. It's not appropriate at this point in the story. On any level.
I'm sorry. I pooped a bit.
But, so when you actually have creatures that can communicate back to you, there's an issue about cultural communication. And Teen Titans Go gives unique cultural communication about mistrust of authority, villain. So, villains often become heroic in their stories as well. And Santa Claus are both villains, yet when Robin needs to have a team, Kid Flash, who's basically using his super speed to cheat at the crime season contest, recruits Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus onto his team because they have magical powers, but they are both objectively villains in the series. Children this idea that, authority does not necessarily confer goodness. Badness does not necessarily confer morality. It is a very nuanced and complex emotional tale being told.
I told
morally
you.
ambiguous.
I enjoy it. Maybe it's a father-son thing. Maybe that's why Lilith doesn't like.
It's very much in the theme of the original Looney Tunes.
Mm-hmm.
Really ambiguous. Very, and to some extent Disney had that with Donald Duck. Donald Duck was real morally ambiguous. Where he was not really a good guy.
Running around with no pants on.
They have internal genitalia. Internal genitalia. The nature of the beast. Okay, their genitalia is internal. It's not a big deal. The mammals all wear pants. Wear pants. The avians don't.
Goofy
mammals have
Goofy
pants. Pluto did not.
Don't get into this conversation. I don't want to do.
Okay.
I just had this conversation. No.
Pluto was an actual dog. A dog being. Of a. So whereas Pluto is like a chimpanzee, very intelligent animal. They're not as smart as Goofy, the dumbest in the Disney universe.
Hey, do you have the censor button ready? Because I want to tell my favorite joke.
Oh no.
Please tell us your favorite joke.
So my
Phyllis. I
favorite
want to hear
Disney
this now.
theme joke.
Oh.
So Mickey Mouse walks into the divorce lawyer's office and he goes, I understand you want to divorce Minnie Mouse because she's extremely silly. He goes, no, because she was goofy.
I've heard that.
My favorite Disney theme joke, yes, sir.
Because she was goofy. Not that she was silly, because she was goofy. Okay.
I love our censor button. We're gonna make so much use of that on Wade's
Especially
World.
on Wade's World. You're right.
Oh, speaking
Poor
of
Charlie.
Wade's World,
Yes.
you read. I know Phil read it. It
What?
was really good. Iron Man this week.
Oh no, is it another
And
shameless
and
crossover?
the references by the villains to the fact that Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah.
And I was thinking of that, wondering where that leads, and if they give him a full face at the end, and how that's going to affect Doom.
Turn him evil again.
Dang, sorry, dang Skippy, it just might. It's a little late, Phil. You got to be fast on it. Phil, you're sitting there reading papers. Phil's sitting there reading the New York Times. You're like, yeah, you guys talk.
Yeah, the New York Times. Yeah.
Man, yeah. And that's better for you, Phil. That's better. I'll be the New York Times. I'll be the Iron Man, sir.
You learn it more from comics.
I did pick up something interesting on the Marvel side.
What? What?
I was at the comic book store right before. That's why I missed Super Connectivity's chat room. But I went to the comic book store and I picked up Silver Sable and the Wild Cat, number 36.
Oh, is that any good?
I actually like it.
Ooh.
We were talking about Wade's World and that came up and I was like, you know what? She's actually out. She actually has an ongoing book. I remember that. I like a female, I love a female-led title, so I just decided to pick it up, and it's pretty good.
I read the first couple issues of that originally in the 90s, so is it like...
It's turned up.
Okay.
From the 90s. Like, it's a lot more gritty, but, like, not in a bad way. Not like Batman Grimdark gritty. But I like it so far. I might have to go back and jump in on the arc. But I just picked it up for the heck of it, because I was like, oh, yeah, she does have a lead. Let me see what this is about.
Oh, but, I know we were talking, was it last week? We were talking about Spider-Man's marriage, and you're like...
Renew Your Vows, number 30.
Renew Your Vows, yeah. Charlie, this is the issue. They jump 8 years later.
I read it. It's very good.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
I'm gonna
here's my question for you. Here's my question.
What?
There be a difference between Mayday? Or are they supposed to be the same character? And if so, can we have an Infinite Spider-Woman crossover? Mayday.
Infinite Spider-Girl crossover.
Spider-Woman. She's a Spider-Woman, dang it. Anyone. Don't get me started on diminutives. You don't diminutive. Don't ever read about when Joss Whedon's back comes out. I'm not going to see it because I will not watch a movie called Batgirl.
It's not like you're going to watch it anyway. You're done, Charlie. Just admit it.
No, I'm looking forward to Justice League. I'm really excited about it. Oh, that was the other Bat talking about. That you have to maintain Batfleck and Nightwing viable movies. Batfleck you don't have for a Nightwing film.
You're breaking up.
Also, I think that people are being rude to poor Ben Affleck. Too bad.
I don't think it has anything to do with Batfleck. I'm just saying. I mean, that might be their guys, but I mean, there's a lot more reasons to not like Ben Affleck. Just saying.
I told you the perfect way. If he wants gone, just kill off Batman, bring in Batgirl and Nightwing. Boom.
Or Huntress.
All of them.
I don't think we need an extended Batverse in the DCEU, though. I really don't. I don't think it's going to do it justice.
Hey, bring in all these back characters, and then if they want to keep making Justice League movies, I mean, you could rotate people in and out. One movie it's Nightwing, the next one it's Batgirl, next one it's Batwoman or Huntress.
Are we sure that
The
is going to be made? Like, I just have a feeling it's not going to be made.
I think they're going to try to reboot maybe and try again.
I definitely don't think that Nightwing movie is going to get made now that the Titan show's coming out.
You think it will get made?
No, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Phil. TV shows infinitely greater and much more potential than movies. Just saying.
Yeah, but it's about what. So here's what I'll say. Okay. Say that they shouldn't do a Nightwing film or Batgirl film or any of these films. They're saying that we are fans of the DC Extended Universe. And this is basically DC's problem. They don't have a long game.
Exactly.
You know, here's my thing. So here's what I'm going to say about Marvel. Not anyone say the fact that Inhumans was objectively superhero program content ever made. Critically, is interest like Inhumans. There's no one arguing for, hey, the Inhumans were actually pretty. I have not seen anyone saying bad. You know, I'm not seeing anyone do that argument yet. DC side. No one is sitting there saying, you know what? Okay, Batman v Superman had its problems, but let's move. Let's just keep on and let's move forward. Let's move forward. Let's go to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing. Bump. Panic. They're like the knights in Holy Grail.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you know, you smell of elderberries. It's like run away, run away, run away. They're saying no. We are looking for the Holy Grail. Moving on this path because we know the Holy Grail is down there. Phil, stop with the sound cues. It's not appropriate. You don't, Phil, if you don't have something to add to the conversation, don't add.
Sorry, Dad.
Move on your path. Okay, we're committed to this idea. We're committed to an interconnected DCEU. Okay, whatever that's going to be. Honestly, I honestly think they should have stuck with their established popular properties in the movieverse. And much like the Star Trek universe, expand those into films. You can't go back to the TV shows after you expand into films. Because that was the problem the movies had with the Star Trek universe, is that they did the Star Trek Next Generation films, and they were like, well, how do we go back to that Next Generation TV show? And back into the path of the TV shows, which was just a mistake in general. Pike, it's not worth it.
I know, that's the truth of it. Phil, are you reading Cable? I was tempted to get it, but I heard bad things about it. So.
Yeah, I'm reading it. It's kind of weird because I don't know if it's like supposed to be him time traveling because it takes place like 12 or 13 years ago, and people are killing off. What do they call those immortals? Externals, yeah. And it kind of and Cable kind of puts together his own a newer version of X-Force. It's like X-23, Long Shot, Shatterstar, yeah.
Are you reading The Punisher? I guess it's at its third issue, the Platoon or whatever. It's at its third issue. I was thinking about picking up the first three.
I haven't picked that one up. I was thinking about going out maybe this weekend and getting the first issue of his legacy, the Marvel Legacy book. It's like him in the War Machine armor.
Oh.
And I think from the Slits, it said something like maybe Nick Fury gives it to him.
That sounds about right. They're always shoving Nick in something now. I mean, case in point with what we're doing with Wade's World.
Phil.
It didn't say. I just assumed it was the new Nick Fury because I thought they totally got rid of old one. He's still stuck on the moon or whatever.
Well, yeah, for now. Although, for old Nick Fury stuck on the moon, not supposed to be able to interact with anyone, he could interact with Thor.
Mm.
His loopholes.
Why?
You know why? The Watcher is guiding him. Wanted to interfere. Father interfere. Did the great big, we can't interfere with anyone's prime directive thing. Comics. It's all in there. The comics I read. I have a really good luck somehow in finding the weird comics that have that bit of canon. I don't know why, but somehow I always find that one book that's like, that's what they said, that the reason Uatu always interferes is because his father was the one who said, hey, let's give nuclear technology to this primitive alien race. Maybe they'll build starships and colonize the universe and make for a better universe. And no, they blew themselves up. And then all the Watchers said, no, let's not ever interfere with anyone again. And it's like, dude, it was one time. It didn't go well. That doesn't mean it's always going to go bad. Basically lives his whole life trying to redeem his father. Because his father gave nuclear technology to the wrong species. They just, basically, you can't give nuclear technology to cavemen and expect them not to destroy the universe. That was the moral of the story, but the Watchers are like, no, we can't ever interfere with anything. And it's like, the Watcher's like, dude, maybe there's things that it's like, it's better that we interfere because we kind of are these omniscient creatures that see all these things. And basically, the universe is always just about to be destroyed. Up to those that like prevent the universe from getting destroyed. Yeah, maybe they'll prevent the universe from getting destroyed anyway. Like kind of step in. It won't be as bad. But what are you gonna do? You guys talk now.
But no, I was just looking up because I thought I saw this link. I guess the whole idea for the whole Punisher War Machine armor thing is, I guess, in the 80s. Someone was pushing a idea for like a miniseries where Frank Castle steals like a suit of Tony Stark's armor and paints it black, puts the white skull on it, and then I guess they used that idea later for the War Machine armor when James Rhodes got that armor.
Yeah, but still, he's just Frank Castle in the armor and he's blowing stuff up.
Yeah,
nothing.
That's how Cable started out too, and it turned out just fine for him. Generic 80s.
The guns.
I'm just saying.
See, I guess here's my thing. I think, and this is a little bit of military nerdery for you. The Punisher is meant to be an infantryman or sniper.
Mm-hmm.
He is infantry. A sniper in the past. And a sniper is a very different militaristic role than an infantryman. Infantrymen are the guys in World War I who the machine gun fire die. And then the other side runs into the machine gun fire from the other side and die. Process of each side gets to be left. Yay, we won by one. Bojas has a great bit on that about remake of BoJack. It's a very funny film with anyway, but yeah, basically, it's this idea that okay, stand and just shoots up the place. He's making these long-term, like Batman. Is he being Batman, or is he being the Hulk?
Well, you brought that up. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, that's the miniseries they got to do. It's like, Frank Castle, let's say he didn't go out for the first 5 minutes after his family was killed and started shooting guys up. What if he took like a Batman journey, but instead of learning skills, all his skills he learned was like how to basically kill with every known weapon conceived by mankind, especially if it blows up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the implication is that that's what he learned in Nam.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
now
yeah,
Afghanistan.
They should do a miniseries where he goes out and
learns. This time worked in the real world too.
Mm-hmm.
For a minute with that, this long period of peace and prosperity, or relative peace and prosperity. But fortunately, we had a nice, good weapon to reinform Frank Castle's character.
Oh yeah, Frank Castle, Tony Stark. It's all like Afghanistan now, right?
That is like the most insane thing in the world. That comic books have recircled back. You can put them in a brand new war that looks just the same.
Those who fail history are doomed to repeat it, bro.
Well, not exactly look the same, because Vietnam was more jungle. Afghanistan, you're going to get like more desert.
Still an unwinnable war where nobody wants us.
True.
Yeah. It's
hey, as long as war is good for business, you're going to keep getting that.
Only like the top tier percent of business. It doesn't do. It's not the same. The economy doesn't work the same way as it did back then.
Yeah,
can't really say that now.
Well, for certain people, it's still profitable.
Yeah. Halliburton.
Well, that is the promise of capitalism. Promise of capitalism is that eventually war becomes not profitable. Because war is always profitable, and so you will always have war under socialism. Eventually, war becomes less profitable. Have war. That is the one promise of capitalism, is that it can eliminate war. Society, because for all the problems of capitalism, it's far more problematic. You'll get to a point where war is not profitable. So that's why we're capitalists. Otherwise, socialism would have taken over the world by now. On an individual level, socialism is a much better prospect. Capitalism works better. We like to think of ourselves as individualistic creatures, tribal, and that tribe gets expanded to the globe because we actually are intelligent enough. Humanity is a tribe that extends. As it turns out, humans aren't as dumb as we think. The more you know.
That is Charlie's new theme.
Sorry, I just don't want to bump people. I mean, everything you're saying is true, but it's just like, it's so depressing.
Adulting is
depressing.
I was actually presenting the argument as to why society in which we live actually isn't a complete nightmare.
Not a complete hellscape.
No, no more than any other. When it comes to hellscape. Here's the thing. The reason why heaven exists is because we have an entire idea of a heaven.
That's what she said.
There ought to be some kind of cosmic reward for this. What I've always found hilarious thing about human existence. So we created the idea of the afterlife because we didn't like the idea of life, and so we want to have this reward. We have this cosmic reward to repay everyone for all the difficulties of life. Earliest writings on the afterlife were actually all miserable. Things on the afterlife were all basically, we basically are buried under the earth, and then we live forever. Earth, and it's awful. If you ever actually read the Song of Gilgamesh, which is a great story that we have, it's just, when he actually goes to the underworld, it's like, it's awful. And Kaiju says, I would wish I was anything but dead, because being dead is awful, and I'm bound and I live under the ground. And what you basically get is this idea that developed as this coping mechanism. It basically developed as just this explanation that didn't really sound good because no one had a good idea. Hey, what if we actually said death was good? Which is totally counterintuitive. But we ran with it, and now we have religion. And that's our modern world. Off of interesting I guess.
So
no one kind of wasn't
watch anything interesting on TV?
Let's see. Did we talk about The Gifted this morning?
We briefly touched on it with the Strucker twins.
Oh yeah, Charlie. Yeah,
they're Irish twins.
Yeah,
I know the Nazis came into it.
What's his? The grandfather said, what was it? His
His
father and his aunt were the Strucker twins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we have friends in the story now.
And he tried to he's a mutant, so he tried to cure his son, which he did, but then the kids inherited the power.
His son of mutants.
Suppress the X gene. It's not like
he tried to cure mutantism, but he only did it for one generation. The next generation got their powers again.
But we all saw that coming, right?
Trying to make a master race. Why do you want to stop superpowers? I don't understand.
The original Strucker twins, their power were too dangerous. They were just like,
and they held hands.
People. Yeah, when they held hands, they were vaporizing people.
Holding hands.
That's why you don't have. That's why we have a taboo against incest.
Go on.
Okay. There was a Jerry Lewis film in the early 80s. What was it called?
80s?
Well, they
did have Soul Man in the 80s, so I can believe it.
Soul Man was late 80s. Soul Man wasn't until remember Soul Man. No, this was maybe late 70s, early 80s. Fuel crisis time. So probably about the time of maybe Superman 2, Superman 1. And basically you have this situation with these aliens where Jerry Lewis and his wife have children, but their children are kind of weird looking, and have these mutant powers whenever they get close to each other. Yeah, and there's a whole thing about it. It's a weird film. I think it's called Unidentified Flying Oddball. That was released by Disney as in King Arthur's Court. It was a weird little Jerry Lewis sci-fi film. The idea is that incest is bad. Don't let who are brother and sister, because it usually blows things up.
Now it's appropriate. Thank you.
Now it's appropriate. Oh, me a Coke.
Thank you. Oh, but
Anyway, yeah. So
yeah, so the Strucker twins are in there, but they're like the precursors. Ow. My phone's possessed.
anyway, yeah. I mean, honestly, it is what it is. The Gifted is it's a Fox property in the X-Men universe, and
The best thing right now. I mean, I just watched 3 episodes of The Runaways, and
Oh, really?
oh, the Runaway. You're not loving the Runaways. It's on Hulu,
yeah,
so that costs money,
blue budget. Yeah,
and I have no money. Oh, it's low budget.
it's not that it's low budget. It just feels very teen angsty. Even though they're kind of getting into the parents, you can tell they're. It's supposed to be a direct adaptation, but as far as I can tell, they're missing a lot.
So are you enjoying The Punisher more right now than Runaways?
Yes,
Okay.
Punishers. I'm on episode 6. I
got through 7 today, so
I got dragged to somebody's eye appointment, but thank goodness it was right next to the comic book store. So.
Do you really need to see? Boy, do you really need to see?
I'm saying could have waited until tomorrow, but
I guess I have to catch up.
Yeah, Charlie hasn't watched The Punisher yet.
what? I don't know if Charlie's gonna like The Punisher. It's kind of dry.
I
be
told-
honest.
I told him I don't understand. I guess there's a financial decision behind it, but why do all these series have to be 13 episodes? They kind of start to drag like halfway through, you know?
Well, it's traditional. If you're not gonna have like the 22 or the 24,
I know, but it's Netflix. They can do whatever they want. Do like 10.
it's probably a contract thing
Tighten it up. Yeah, I'm
for
sure.
actors or whatever.
Because I said
They only did 8 of a
Defenders was
series
8,
of unfortunate events.
Mhm.
And a series of unfortunate events, each one was like so perfect as you watched it.
Who
honestly-
played the lead though? Who played the
The
uncle?
lead-
Yeah, you know, sometimes actors
I
only
mean,
committed for a
Patrick-
certain amount.
Neil Patrick Harris, Doogie Howser, who I still say should have been Doctor Strange.
Really?
Yeah, you just have to dye his hair black. Trust me.
You know who I seen that last? Kyle Gardner.
Neil Patrick Harris.
I mean, not Kyle Gardner.
Kyle Rayner.
Oh,
Thank you, Kyle Rayner.
Lantern.
Yes.
Yeah. The most annoying.
How dare you? Guy Gardner is the most annoying. Even Batman pushed him out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, well.
By the way,
What?
what is
Speaking
it?
of Green Lanterns, Lilith. Fan theory.
Oh boy.
What?
That he
Okay.
hasn't seen yet.
This is like part 2, and the Green Lantern we will get. Because I spoke about this last episode, super connectivity. I mentioned this to you. Okay. Both are
Okay.
frozen on my screen. So okay.
Hear you.
So
Yes.
in Justice League, as I'm told, there's a scene where you have like Steppenwolf fighting Amazons and God and all these things, and there's a lantern there, and the lantern dies, and we see his ring, and his ring is cracked, but his ring flies off into space for whatever
It's
reason.
damaged, but it flies off. Yes.
But it's damaged. And who had a damaged ring?
Wait for this.
That didn't know yellow was the color, but just thought maybe all wood in general was the problem? Alan Scott.
Alan Scott.
And I think that when they bring the Justice League back, the Green Lantern will be Alan Scott. And then you're going to do a Green Lantern story about Alan Scott discovering that there's this expanded Green Lantern universe out there.
And I said
New Green Lantern.
with this, maybe this.
And wears a red cape because of Superman.
I said maybe this is the salvation of the DCEU. If you're going to do Alan Scott, do a period piece of the Justice Society and then bring him into the prison as old men.
Yeah. But come on. Like we give them way too much.
Not like 6 times already.
Like I would love that, but I don't give them any credit. I don't
Have the Justice Society come in, smack them around, be like, quit being so freaking dark.
I know the Flash needs Jay Garrick to smack the hell out of him.
Yes!
Worst thing about the movie.
Yes!
Like, no,
I
seriously.
heard the Flash is the best thing in the movie.
He was like, baby, it's okay. Don't they'll get through it. And he's the worst thing about the movie.
He's having a panic attack every like 2 seconds.
And he did say
It was more like
When has Barry Allen been Jewish?
And they said he was going to be so different from the TV show, but meanwhile, he went to visit his dad in prison. They even touched hands on the glass, and, you know.
Yeah. I heard he was good, but that's okay. And I guess I read about, because, you know, as I'm reading all the, hey, it's not that bad, and here are all the gaping plot holes in the movie.
Not my Flash.
Apparently the parademons feed on fear. They never come after Flash. In panic mode the entire time. So
guess he's too fast. The only one who could catch him was Superman.
Oh yeah. Although hey, cool bit, and
cool bit.
Fan theory. Okay. I guess one of the after credit scenes is Superman and Flash decide to have a race to see who's fastest, and you know, if Superman wins, then Barry has to buy everyone brunch. Woo! And if Flash wins, then he gets to brag about it. But Superman, if Flash really doesn't want to go to brunch, which I guess is like a thing in the story that he does not like brunch. One imagines maybe he goes fast enough to break the time barrier.
And there we go, Flashpoint, huh?
Or Earth 2.
That's where you pick up the Flash movie.
They're doing Flashpoint.
To get
what is it supposed to be Flashpoint?
You get the whole Flashpoint, blah 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 blah. Then he gets back to that point, he has to go back, and then he intentionally throws the race and buys everybody brunch. Flashpoint.
Which is funny because Joe Manganiello used to be on How I Met Your Mother, and him and Marshall used to be brunch bros. So I think Deathstroke would be offended by the fact that Flash doesn't like brunch.
There you go.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure they said they're still doing Flashpoint for the Flash movie, probably to turn around any of the crap that you know people don't like. But
the whole thing.
But Lilith, Charlie said
it's not being Agent Venom.
Charlie said he finally saw the Flashpoint animated movie, so we got to review that one week. But Charlie, you saw the movie, so you saw the Thomas Wayne Batman, right?
Batman.
Who played Thomas Wayne in Batman v Superman? Oh, I wanted Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman in Flashpoint.
Yes. Yeah, they said he's going to show up. Supposedly.
Yes. What?
So let me actually make this statement.
Yes.
In Batman.
Yes.
He doesn't write the script.
True.
It doesn't matter if you have Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
But seriously, if you watch Walking Dead, he can chew the scenery like no one's business.
Why did you say Martha?
I know, we got into that too tonight, but
that's the thing. It's like anyone that wants to be down on Batman, it's like,
yeah, I know, but if you watch
Walking Dead, film and he's trying to play a character.
If you watch Walking Dead currently, he gets some over the top dialogue and he chews that.
Zachary Smith chewed the heck out of dialogue. I don't want to blame Batman.
I mean, he could elevate even some halfway decent stuff. I mean, he just chews the out of that scenery, and it's just like
no way to elevate. What did you say, Martha?
I think they learned their lesson. They learned their lesson with that. That's never coming back.
I don't think
that's one of the big things Flashpoint is going to erase. That's never going to be uttered again. It never happened. Flashpoint's going to erase that. If Flashpoint changes one thing in the DCEU, it's going to change. Batman never said, "Why did you say that name?" It's never going to happen.
It happened. It already happened.
No. So I will say for Justice League, Batman did say the smartest thing in the whole movie.
Which
He did.
was?
I totally agreed with it. And he goes, actually, Superman said the smartest thing to Batman. He's like, well, the world really doesn't need you. But anyway, no, it's where he talked about how Clark is more human than he ever was.
Yeah.
And that was something that I was so glad somebody finally brought up. And it's like, oh, they kind of get it.
Batman said, yeah, Superman's more human than he is.
You know, it would be, I mean, sort of like the entire point of Superman 3, the best Superman film ever. Thank you.
No.
That made Superman Superman. Let it go. Best Superman ever, Superman 3. Let it go. She with a friend. Peter David says.
Oh my god, that's a new T-shirt. Charlie's head, and it says, "I don't care what Peter David says."
Superman 3 was the best Superman.
I need that on a mug right now, Phil. Get to designing that in public. I need it on a mug. And it turns green when it gets hot.
With the beard, or do you want? I have so many looks. Yeah.
We need Esser stash.
Just had the big mustache. Yeah, that was nice.
Man,
That's the commissioner look.
We're getting more and more characters for our merchandise in our universe. Lil Hellfire and Esser stash. Professor Stash.
I do the
Professor
cover variants. That's the thing. I do the variants so that everyone needs to collect them all.
Yes.
All the time. Done. Because it's a different look almost every time.
A whole trading card series, just the different looks of Charlie Esser. Or a calendar. A calendar. Every month is a different look of Charlie Esser. Christmas is coming. We got to rush on this.
What did you think of the Flash then?
I used to have the full beard.
Can you do a Hitler stash?
I haven't had that.
No Hitler stashes. We'll call it the Charlie Chaplin. It's fine.
Yes.
I also never got to that as I did a.
His first name is Charlie. The Charlie stash.
I did this thing. It was a mustache, but I did like formed mustache so that it went like up on the sides. It wasn't like a wax mustache. It was just like. So I did that once. I've done a lot of interesting looks with my facial hair over the years. You said the mutton chops. But they always look like that guy from Blues Traveler. The big fat guy. And eventually got to a point where, yeah, I get it. But
capesandlunatics@gmail.com if you'd like your 2018 poster, the many faces of Professor Esser.
You can grow the mutton chops if you want. I will happily do that.
If you would like,
you gotta drive over to Jersey and do the photo shoot, though, Phil.
Only tasteful news.
Just say that. It's all digital these days.
It has to be tasteful.
It's got to be tasteful. He's like, my shirt does not come off unless it's intrinsic to the plot.
A mess.
But if it's intrinsic to the plot, I'll do the full Monty. I'll be honest.
Great movie, by the way.
Helps the story.
Well, now this has to be on HBO.
The rise and fall of the superstar.
Anyway, bringing it back.
Anyway, you were asking about Flash this week?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got the origin of the Thinker. That was interesting. I mean, I don't know. Did you like how they were painting Barry like he was like obsessed and crazy for going out?
I know. It's just like, guys, haven't we been through? He was totally right this time.
Exactly. I mean,
wasn't Flash a rerun this week?
No. It
was like no tomorrow.
Yeah, they had to get out episodes before that crossover. No, it was the origin of the Thinker.
Yeah,
he was him and his wife invented this.
He looks like Brainiac, so but they explained it.
Metron.
Yeah, actually. The teacher. I think
Okay.
I would. They should have went with the teacher or the professor. I would have loved if they went with the professor instead.
Oh! we would have had them get on Charlie in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Shave his head.
And
I've done it before
that's true.
right now, so I can't. So until the spring, probably like June, I can go back to the shaved head, and I really want to go back to the shaved head. And
Just do it.
Was there
I
any-
like the aerodynamism of a shaved head.
When does AOS come back? Agents of Shield.
Next weekend, I believe. It was December 1st, I believe.
Okay, but aren't they gonna go right on break? Are they gonna do like 3 episodes and go on break, or?
I don't know. Let me check my TV time out.
All I know is they fight the Kree in space.
Yeah, they're in space.
Oh, nice.
Space.
Up
They
in the
got the
bucket.
rest of the Kree. I was surprised that they weren't Collector, but apparently it's a Kree thing. So
Are they trying to tie that into Captain Marvel?
yeah, it's probably gonna get a Captain Marvel tie-in.
Maybe
We'll get a Jude Law cameo. That'll be fine.
right.
It looks like they got the first 5 episodes listed, and they're saying
Cough, because it's got
What?
lung cancer.
they're saying episode 1 and 2 are going to be on the December 1st, episode 3 on December 8th, episode 4 December 15th, and episode 5 December 22nd. And that's what they have listed.
Okay.
Maybe that's when they take their break.
Yeah, probably. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what they're gonna do with Agents of Shield this year.
Are you going to watch it?
I'm gonna try to remember, but it's Friday nights. It's the same thing. Like, I was only on Friday nights for Grimm, and then I got tired of Grimm, and then Constantine came along. So now that there's nothing that I really care about on Fridays, if I'm home, I'm home. If I'm not, I'm not, kind of thing. That's what DVR is for.
Exactly.
I
know,
really
it's
like to
plus
watch
7.
live and interact with the fans, but girls got to have a drinking night, man.
Carol plus 7, Lilith, so it's fine.
It's true now. Which is good for some shows. I mean,
Well,
it's
good
good
for
for
all
that
shows
Flash.
in
We're
general.
doing the same numbers, which is a little embarrassing for ABC, but it's pretty niche, really, when you think about it.
People are watching. That's all that matters.
Charlie, did you watch Legend of Tomorrow this week?
Yes, I did.
To circle back around, they were in Nam.
Was it a
Oh
big
no!
episode?
No! I didn't see the NAM episode this week. Oh, I haven't watched it yet. I haven't had the minute.
Welcome to the jungle, right?
It kind of sort of was a Mick episode because they met his father there. Because that's what I'm guessing that's part of the big plot now. Is it's because
All the acronyms are tied to them because
because one was like Stein's ancestor, and then then the one was like happened to Ray himself when he was a kid. Yeah, now they're meeting Mick's father, and
Oh, cool! I have to watch
he's
it.
not as
sometime I
joyous
can.
as Captain Cold's dad was. I'll tell you that much.
well, he's in the jungles in Nam. How
Yeah,
happy
he is
wanted
in
to be.
that. This is the environment that created the Punisher. So
I mean, if he was too happy, you'd be like, "Oh, he's in the jungles fighting, and he's too happy."
Wait, so Sarah was out of the coma?
What?
Sarah came out of the coma just fine?
At the very end, oh, that's it, because Grodd was there too. I guess all the time crap threw Grodd back in time
Into another Earth?
to the past.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's
It's
true.
up on Earth too. So
Because that's what I was thinking. Didn't Solivar
But then
take
he
him back
came
to Earth
back.
too?
But then
Yeah.
they put
Unless
damn
it,
Legends.
unless it threw him back before he
Wait,
went to Earth too. Oh.
I agree.
yeah.
But Sarah was in her coma, and Grodd was even controlling her at one point. But she came out at the end because they were like kind of eating Thanksgiving dinner at the end.
So I heard that
Oh, okay.
Jack and Stein are both leaving, so it's not going to be Firestorm.
Oh, they're both leaving.
Yeah, that's what I heard after the crossover. Like around the Constantine episodes, they're both gone.
Oh,
Is what I heard. I don't know how true it is, but
'Cause I know
Red's
they're-
pretty dead on about spoilers.
yeah.
So,
I know. Well, I know they were saying Victor Garber's leaving, but I know they.
so if there's no Victor, there's no.
Well, I know. Well, they've been working on the show to try to with Ray trying to figure out if they could transfer the whole Firestorm thing to Jax just on his own.
It wouldn't make sense. Like if they're even trying to be slightly true to the comic books. I mean, there was that one time, but then he got sick.
Oh no, yeah, they didn't. No, yeah, they did that with where just the one guy had the.
It was Jason, wasn't it?
No, I think Ronnie Raymond had it for a while.
Ronnie Raymond was the.
But no,
was
I
the
said.
part.
I thought it'd be interesting if they did like what they first did with Jason Rush, because originally he was able to bond with anybody.
Yeah.
I thought that was the way they'd go. He couldn't hold the bond too long, or else basically it just like killed the person.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on with the kid that plays Jax. Maybe he wants out too.
Maybe he's looking for more money.
Well, you know, I mean, unfortunately, it is a problem for a lot of shows like this, is that you have this regular series. It's the Shelley Long problem. You get this series, we have a regular paycheck. Work on this series isn't what you want to do. You're like, well, I had this. It's actually before it was the Shelley Long, it was the John Amos effect. Thing, you know, where he was like, "Hey, John Amos got roots." He was like, "I can do a lot of more than just Good Times." Okay, well, we'll write you out, and they gave him cancer, and then he wrote him out, and the guy didn't work much.
Oh, until you said Good Times, I thought you said John Stamos from Full House, and I'm like, wait, I haven't heard that one. I used to be obsessed with Uncle Jesse.
I'm sorry, I'm much older than you, Lily.
I don't know when you said Good Times, the dad, yeah.
That's called Good Times back in the 1970s.
Dynamite.
I know what it is. I just didn't hear the.
Hey.
I thought that's her thing.
Charlie, she wasn't born in the 70s. She wasn't even around yet.
I know.
86.
Even I was born in 78. I don't remember the 70s.
No, but I remember the Good Times.
Good times.
All I know is Jenna Jackson was Penny, and Esther Roll did not get along with the lady that played the nosy neighbor that adopted Penny for a long time.
I don't even know that.
That is my good time.
Because she was kind of and the reason why
they didn't ask her.
The reason why is because she was kind of the party girl of a family, and Esther Roll was the woman who had a family and, you know, basically worked for a living. And as you know, Lilith, when you don't have children, free romp where you don't have to worry about what you do next in your life, and you can have this joyous, wonderful life.
Shots fired.
I'm actually saying Lilith made the right choice. I hope that's coming across here. Like myself or Esther Roll tend to have a lot of bitterness towards people that have that freedom and joy and happiness in their life. Because so that's why they didn't get along. Then once she gets Penny and suddenly she has to be a mom.
No, I actually meant in real life. She did not like Janet Dubois because they didn't ask her. They just threw it in. Because this is supposed to be her vehicle, her show. She's supposed to have a couple of approvals, and they just go on for a long time.
Basically, that was basically John Amos's. John Stamos. That was basically John Amos. John Amos's thing. When John Amos was told, "Oh, it's going to be your show. It's going to be this thing," and Jimmy Walker comes in, and Jimmy Walker's the star. Walker's show, and unlike Reginald Van Johnson, who was also told it's going to be your show, and it became Urkel's show. Dude, I'm a fat, middle-aged African American actor.
I'm gonna go with it.
I got a paycheck. I'm going to go with it. Yeah, it's like, you know, I don't care that Urkel's the star. Fine. I'm still in every episode. And honestly, the Urkel-Carl dynamic's still very central. You know?
Very true.
So what did Stamos do on that show?
Amos. John Amos.
Pretty sure they actually had a Disney crossover with Full House. No, it couldn't have been Full House. It must have been Step by Step and
yeah, Step by Step and Family Matters did have a crossover.
Yeah.
Full House, though, Step by Step. Patrick Duffy.
Yeah, Patrick Duffy and Suzanne Summers. Yep. The modern day Brady Bunch.
I was wondering who the blonde was. Yes, it was Suzanne Summers.
Three's Company.
After she's the sheriff.
TGIF. Oh, we're the new TGIF.
That was my jam. Like, seriously, TGIF was my everything for a long time. Perfect Stranger.
I like She's the Sheriff too. That was good. That was a good Suzanne Summers vehicle.
Cousin Lady Appleton.
Because that was often paired with Out of This World.
Before me.
Every time. That was definitely late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
Come on, Out of This World. It was, okay,
oh no, with the girl with the 2 hearts?
2 hearts. She's the Time Lord.
Okay, yeah, that was first run syndication for me. Okay.
Yeah, and She's the Sheriff, which was Suzanne Summers' vehicle before Step by Step, which brought her back into the mainstream. Was associated with that in Cindy. Back when Cindy was a real thing, it's like that weird window where you could have Hercules: The Legendary Journeys and Out of This World and stuff, and make these shows that were big on indie.
Yeah,
it was a glorious time for television.
My Two Dads wasn't first run syndication though.
No. My Two Dads was that was actually My Two Dads was
school for me.
What was ABC? That was ABC. That was Must See TV.
Yeah, I never saw the original one, only when it got syndicated.
But it was My Two Dads was good.
Now we just get crap.
Paul Reiser, that was the Paul Reiser vehicle.
In a whole different way.
And now Paul Reiser is in Stranger Things.
Is he? Good for him.
Oh, he is good in Stranger
Things. I loved Mad About You. I did.
Series, yeah, Mad About You.
Which is in the Seinfeld and Friends universe, technically.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
This season.
Anyway,
what was the show with the girl from Halloween and the guy from I'm blanking on his last name.
Oh, I know, like the girl from The Thing and that guy from that other. Yeah.
The girl from The Thing and the guy from that. No, who was the girl from Halloween? What's your name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis, and he's the white Jewish comedian with the long black hair. Richard
Lewis.
Richard Lewis, thank you. Jamie Lee Curtis and Richard Lewis, like Gonzo reporter, one, and they fall in love. For some reason, I thought that was Mad About You, but no, that was Helen Hunt and
Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser was like the Disney version of that couple.
No, best 80s comedy show ever, Night Court.
Night Court was fantastic. I've always been sad that Richard Mull hasn't done more work since then. I was very sad that they didn't cast him as the Watcher.
Oh, this episode is going off the rails, Phil. How dare you?
For what it's worth, watching as a new holiday tradition, watching Howard the Duck, Watcher doing the narration at the beginning of the series. Because you have this voice narration.
I don't think they were thinking that far ahead.
You did your Thanksgiving binge, Lilith. Was that it?
I did. It was awesome. And of course,
Howard was on her list.
I love Howard the Duck movie. Are you kidding me? I love that movie.
I said that. I said it's actually a really good movie.
I was like,
I feel that
Duck in Guardians of the Galaxy. This is who it is.
What I will say about Howard is Howard works better. I thought it was good in the way they did it. But I think he works better in that established superhero universe where everyone thinks he's supposed to be a superhero because he's a duck. And he's like, I'm just a duck.
Yeah.
I do know Quack Fu. is in that series. That he did study quack fu. I think I got more backstory on Howard in Howard the Duck. He had these dreams. He kind of pursued these things. His when they're going through the photos in his house, and you see him as like a college kid around all the pot plants in his hippie outfit. Told me so much more about Howard than I ever got from Howard with a guy in a fedora and pants. Feeling. Yeah. I think that George Lucas actually gave a lot to the Howard mythos in that film that I think gets overlooked.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just see it as a gimmick, and it is a little over the top, even for the time that it was made. But I enjoy it. I do.
It was really. I like I said, I'm actually hard pressed to. Now, granted, I am a Marvel nerd. I liked all of Marvel's early stuff. Oh
yes.
The Inhumans to really sour me on Marvel. You had to be that level of bad to make me go.
Hashtag you don't buck.
I did the Blade trilogy. I did.
I still liked Iron Fist, but he just went too far with Inhumans.
Oh yes.
So are they doing
Bring
Power Man into that sooner or later, or?
Did I imagine Power Man? Did I imagine it, or did they say something about?
I thought Luke Cage was joining, or he was going to join Luke Cage or something.
Yeah, I thought there was at least an appearance of Luke Cage in Iron Fist season 2 they were talking about, or was it the other way around? Was Iron Fist going to show up in Luke
No.
Cage
They're going to make Luke Cage show up in Iron Fist to make somebody watch an episode or two.
Not for nothing. It's not the problem. It's not the problem.
It's Buck, and he's not going to be there for season 2. Thank goodness.
Oh,
exactly. They said, you know what, Buck? We gave you 2 chances.
Now get out of here. Beat it.
Fool us once, shame on us. Fool us once, shame on you. Fool us twice, shame on me. But you're not fooling us.
No. Do the George Bush quote. Can't happen again. Can't fool me.
Yeah, won't be fooled again. So that is Buck, and Buck is done, and now honestly I think Iron Fist is the sidekick to Luke Cage is going to be great. I think they're going to have some great Crosby Hope road action going, because I do think that the Crosby Hope dynamic is what you're always striving for in any buddy comedy, and I do think they have a great Crosby Hope in the way that we say that Luke Cage is the Jerry and Iron Fist is the Kramer. It's that Kramer-Jerry dynamic that drives the show.
Mm-hmm.
And those two are on screen together. That's what makes it a show. It's that guy who is actually have a life and a world, and I'm moving forward, who slides into your door and says, "Hey, let's do it all in levels," and that is your comedy of a story of the buddy comedy, of the buddy theme. And Luke Cage and Iron Fist is a buddy story.
Yeah, instead of doing season 3 of either of their shows, I think they just need to do a Heroes for Hire show.
Yes. Ryan Reynolds cameo.
Yeah.
What, Deadpool?
Never get.
The problem. Well, okay. So in Luke Cage, we do get Misty's arm. Misty. That's pretty cool. And so that does set up Heroes for Hire. I liked when they redid the Heroes for Hire with Misty as the central. It's worth. I also liked Luke Cage this week with Ringmaster back.
Mm-hmm.
Ringmaster.
Man, because hypnosis is the scariest power. And Ringmaster is a very interesting character in that, and I would love to see Ringmaster make his way into the Netflix universe.
To replace the Kilgrave.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? For what it's worth, I think Ringmaster is scarier than Kilgrave because Ringmaster doesn't have superpowers. How to do this? He figured it out. He figured out how to control people. And that's way scarier than this idea that some random person experimentation gained powers. What's scary about Ringmaster is that he has these powers. What's not scary about Ringmaster is that he's a Ringmaster.
Can't let.
But for what it's worth, as people have pointed out, that in comic book universes in the 60% circuses. It wasn't that weird that
Circus of
someone
Crime.
rolls around or just the Flying Graysons, or Batman, who also worked in the circus,
Arnie's.
Yeah, well, you know what it was? What here's the thing you have to understand. These were books written for children. Children love the circus and carnivals. And the idea of running away with these places is very intriguing. And the idea that an adult writing the book might write that intriguing, but there's actually this dark side to it too. Because that's what is the story of Dick Grayson. It's a circus, but really there's actually a dark side to the circus as well.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully a Batman will come and adopt you.
Gotta share the trauma with somebody, man. What'd you think of Arrow on Thanksgiving?
Arrow, it's like, well, I didn't watch it till today, but well, they rushed him out of jail on bond so he could be in that crossover.
I know, right?
And then since Thea woke up out of her coma, is she going to be in the crossover?
I don't think they did. She's not in any of the promos at all.
And is Diggle going to be in there as his condition grows worse?
They said Diggle sits out the crossover, from what I understand.
Oh, really? I thought the way they were setting that up.
He did say he was going to be paralyzed if he stayed out in the field, and he's going to put.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, if he keeps going, he's going to get paralyzed because all that nerve damage. He's going to get paralyzed if he keeps going out there.
Guess he's going to need a Green Lantern ring with some willpower pretty soon here.
Why is Diggle paralyzed? Hasn't Oliver Queen been doing this nonsense for a while?
Remember at the end of last season? Probably not. There was a big explosions on the island, and they showed Diggle caught some shrapnel, and now he has nerve damage. So like now,
but yet Felicity has a chip in her back.
Because
I hate this show sometimes.
CW logic.
Okay, of all things Barry's going to go back to fix, why is this not one of them?
He can't mess with the timeline no more. He learned his lesson, he said.
Maybe the problem is going that far back. Oh, let's go back last week.
Oh, he did that once, and it was still a big thing. Iris forgot she kissed him, and yeah, so...
Oh, so it was a big thing because his relationship didn't progress. So that was the problem. Because the one thing I took away from the Flashpoint cartoon was that on told him, oh, you were selfish. You didn't save JFK. You saved your mom.
Who's the villain?
Because you're selfish.
We've already been.
Exactly. So maybe you could use this time travel power to, much like Superman did when he both and Lois Lane could go back in time and like, oh, now Diggle isn't, paralyzed, and maybe we can actually. And not for nothing, I don't think paralysis works that way.
It doesn't.
I have shrapnel on my back, and if I just keep on going, I'll get more paralyzed.
So I give up with it.
And first off, if someone says, oh, well, you'll get more paralyzed if you keep on doing this, wouldn't that say, okay, so let's have the surgery to remove the shrapnel?
I don't think it's the shrapnel. It's nerve damage.
Yeah, they removed it. He was on the pain pills, and then he had to get a secret drug.
Steroid thing, yeah.
That was Ritalin, by the way. And I was just like, okay. If you didn't
Do they
notice
have
that.
Venom juice in this universe? They have a Bruce Wayne. Maybe they have Venom.
They steal enough from Batman. They should.
Yeah. Get him hooked up on the Venom.
I don't know. How many Count Vertigos have we had?
2 at least.
Yeah, 2 at least. So maybe the third version has a little bit of Venom juice in it. I just can't believe they actually did it on Thanksgiving. That was crazy. I
know.
Numbers.
I usually watch it live, and I wasn't able to do it this week.
I was gonna do it, but then I went to the movies. I mean, so I got back at 9:57, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, Arrow was on. Oh well." I watched it this morning. So poor thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything other interesting on TV that isn't in comic books this week? Did anybody watch the Thanksgiving Charlie Brown special where Snoopy feeds Woodstock turkey? What a jerk!
Cannibalism.
Hey, no, Lilith, listen to me right now. Listen to me right now.
As I have the Snoopy shirt on.
How many mammals did you eat today?
A lot.
Okay. All Woodstock did was eat another avian. An avian bred for domesticity. Like all the mammals you eat are bred for domesticity.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I know. Did you eat venison this week, Phil? Lilith? Did you eat venison?
Actually, jerky. Venison
Okay,
jerky.
so you had a little venison. You had a little venison. So some poor animal that wasn't bred for food got murdered.
Everything food if you try hard enough, Charlie. Everything.
I'm just saying animals in which we have an agreement.
Not me.
It's
They
a
taste
contractual
disgusting. They're full of hormones and at least venison's grass fed for the most part. Just saying.
You assume they're not full of hormones. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if they're drinking in the water, probably they are probably still just.
That's my point, man. It's at least the meat I'm eating has been expected by somebody.
Sure, it has. Trust Big Pharma, Big Agra, and Big USDA. Sure, go ahead.
I trust them more than Mother Nature, who's a confirmed murderer.
I'll take my chances. Oh, Phil, poor Phil.
Not a nice mom. That's all I'm saying. She's a mother, to quote Robin from Teen Titans Go. Yeah, so that's that. So what's his name? I lost his thing. Mendelsohn wants to play Dr. Doom, which is as important as the fact that Ming-Na wants to play Catwoman.
You know what? Ming-Na? Or from
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., yes.
I mean, I love her, but isn't she a little old? I mean,
ooh,
okay. Well, okay, let me ask you that. Well, okay, Lilith.
Yeah, but if she plays Catwoman,
it doesn't matter.
Affleck,
it doesn't matter. You know it doesn't matter when it comes to that. The man can be as old as dirt, and I would love to see that change. If it changes to me now, all the more power. But sister, don't get your hopes up.
Okay, but okay. So what's logic? Okay, because this is what we talked about in Super Connectivity. Ming-Na as Catwoman, Batman. So Catwoman, then you get a Huntress.
Not worth the trade-off. I mean, I'm here for the Bruce Diana dynamic. Bring in the Justice League animated canon, please.
Well, yeah. Well, no. You can still have a Bruce Diana dynamic.
Reason?
But that don't mean that Bruce didn't have
Alfred pretty much said
situations beforehand. Well, Alfred said he's virgin. Is he like Captain America now? He's never been kissed.
Seems like that's probably why he's so damn angry.
Because he's like, oh, it's nice. He's like, oh, it's nice somebody has a date.
No love, no woman's love, no Robin love.
We'll have to wait for the next.
And I told you that Ming-Na thing isn't going to happen because
I'd love to
Well,
see it.
neither is anyone.
I don't. This Disney lawyers aren't going to let them do that.
Exactly.
They're
Well,
freaking
not for
Terminators.
nothing, and
Well,
it's
no,
like anything is.
Rita Baccarin.
Okay, so people are always asking actors, like, "Love to have that job," and it's like, "Oh, well, okay, so this actor is going to be in this thing." It's like jobs work.
Well,
You don't
sometimes
just get to.
That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Well, exactly. It's like
it's who you know
don't
and
get
who you in this world.
even beyond that. It's like, I want to play so many characters. I want to play Boulder, but I'm too old to play Boulder. I admit that. Straight up.
You can make
I'm too old to play Boulder.
I've seen better Nightwing fan films. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, Phil's not going to play.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was going to say, what?
Open casting call.
Excuse me. There's an open casting call. Directors, I am here.
You better get your martial arts together.
I have the knowledge. Hey, I have my black belt in Taekwondo. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Now get the butt so you can get the butt.
That's you know what? That's how Burt Ward got the original Robin.
Yeah. If you would like me to be this generation's Burt Ward, because I'll be playing Dick Grayson too. Yes.
Exactly. Come on, Phil. Put the pieces together.
I just did. I'm slow, but I did.
Okay. Yes. So there you go. Burt Ward was trained by Bruce Lee. Which is how Bruce Lee got to be Kato in the Green Hornet.
Shannon's still alive, his daughter, so maybe she can train you.
Oh, Shannon Lee's still alive? Okay.
Yeah, his son isn't, but she's the last of the family.
Plus it's
I don't think she's in showbiz though. I think she actually has another.
She used to be, and I know she did have some kind of martial arts belt thingy. So.
Oh, I'm sure she did. I'm sure she, she's her.
But she's very much out of the spotlight since at least like 96.
Hey,
I haven't seen her since Brandon died, I know that
it's the DCEU. How much real fighting would I really have to know anyway?
Ooh.
You know what, dude? Ask Chris Evans how much
Well, that's Marvel.
That's Marvel.
How much it
I'm saying
pays
DC.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's a DC movie.
I gotta imagine that Ben Affleck did go do the training.
No, he
wasn't pulling no tractor tires. That was all fake.
Henry Cavill, yes. Ben Affleck, probably not.
And to detract from the Batfleck, that would be that. You gotta, if you're gonna do the, and what I'll tell you is, like, right now, if Phil gets cast, they're gonna hire Phil a personal trainer and a dietitian, personal assistant. They say, okay, Phil, here's what's gonna happen. So he's actually
17 hours a day in the gym, nothing but chicken and rice and water.
Yeah. Nightwing by the end,
Tea free.
That'll be fine because he's a blonde and.
Oh, you had a redhead and then dye your hair.
You gotta have your hair dyed, so you can't be Nightwing with.
Dye it.
That's fine.
Blonde. Maybe.
You have to grow it out into a mullet,
I'll do it.
With the ponytail, yeah.
Yes.
And Phil, honestly, yeah, you do have. You also have a chin dimple. You do have a chin dimple. Be Nightwing, Phil. You could be Nightwing. You're at the right age to be a Ben Affleck's Batfleck Nightwing. So you gotta get you and
wait. Bruce, what the hell are you doing?
There we go.
Thank you.
I think Phil could pull it off. I think Phil could be our next Nightwing.
All right.
You have to look into how you get this casting call.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm looking.
Look into it.
Lilith, you know people.
Open casting call. I think that's always a gimmick. That's always a gimmick.
I have never been more serious about anything in my life. If you know
better
anything.
go in. You better show up.
Where? Tell me where.
I do feel that if I would have gotten into that open casting call, I would have been Kingpin rather than D'Onofrio.
Oh,
Better
big
Kingpin.
words. Big words.
I think I could have won. I think I could have won him over.
They come with a budget at the very least.
I'm very personable. Certainly fix the budget. Yeah. And the Punisher too. You know, that's the. Yeah.
Those are the Punisher movies are not one on my list though. Although I do like the second one with Thomas Jane, whatever it is. I don't like the first one.
I thought the first one was Thomas. Oh, you mean Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, there you go.
There's actually three. There's been first one with Dolph Lundgren, then there was Thomas Jane, and then there was that Punisher Warzone.
No, not the Warzone, the one in between. So yeah.
Yeah, that was Thomas Jane in the middle, yeah.
Yeah. That's the one
I was gonna say, did Warzone even make it to the theater? Or was that like direct to video?
Theater, it was okay. So Warzone was really good.
In China?
Really good for the first 2/3 of the film. The last third of the film completely breaks down into nonsense.
But no, seriously, really?
Sure, I loved it. It was great.
Huh.
But the last third completely falls apart. It was a good film for 2/3 of the way, and then like the last third, it was like, we don't know how to end the film. Let's throw in some cheesy special effects and some very kind of uncomfortably racist ideas, and throw that in there. And yeah, it ended poorly, but it started well.
You know that
it was really well. It was
cheesy special effects. They ended it like a Capes and Lunatics episode. What?
No, the best thing about the Punisher franchise, the Nintendo video game. I love that game. That game is awesome.
I had it on Game Boy. Every so often, Spider-Man would swing through.
It's the best thing that ever did for Punisher. That music was so good.
His chip in it. Chip. I thought the chip arc was well understood. In both its creation and its betrayal. In that first movie, but you know, I worked with it in the original story, and they presented it in a very believable way. But yeah, but basically after Chip betrays Punisher, Thomas Jane. Oh, not the Thomas Jane. The guy who played Volstagg.
In the Warzone one.
Same actor who played Volstagg. It was a good film up until that point. It was 2/3 of a good film, and then the third is bad. And then I love the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. About all the Punisher films, because they did the same thing in the Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane, and I think they do the same thing with this new Punisher, which is they remove the chaotic quality to the Punisher's family's death.
So it was a reboot?
What?
It wasn't a continue. It wasn't a sequel?
Which one? What?
Punisher Warzone.
No, Punisher Warzone was a reboot.
Okay.
Had his family's death right. And here's the thing.
God, you're gonna make me rewatch
Punisher's
that.
family's death has to be random. It can't be part of a larger conspiracy.
Mm-hmm. Random.
It can't be someone decided to kill Frank Castle or his family.
It's gonna
be that Frank Castle's family. Like Batman's supposed to. No, Batman now is some dark conspiracy going out 5,000 years. We had to kill his parents at that moment. Well, that they knew 5,000 years ago from an Aztec calendar. You know, Batman is dead. He's a dead character because Joe Chill, a junkie needing a fix, didn't kill his parents. Batman.
And that is the name of Charlie Esser's biography. Batman is dead.
Captain America.
You know, no, but really, Batman's origin, part of some bigger conspiracy.
I agree. It needs to be random.
It needs to be random because he fights random crime.
Yes.
If his parents had been killed by Hydra or Cobra, insane Nazi group exists in the DC universe at one point. Cobra with a K.
Oh.
Okay.
I was thinking G.I. Joe for a second.
Me too.
Yeah, everyone does because actually Joe was originally pitched to DC and they passed on it. That's why it was Cobra. Cobra. I read Brian Conan's comic books Legends Revealed. So if he had been killed by some conspiracy, then he'd be fighting that conspiracy, not random crime. Random crime. And so if he's fighting random crime, it has to be just because his parents were killed by random crime.
Yeah.
Same reason why Spider-Man must fight the Green Goblin. Because the Green Goblin killed his uncle in some part of some greater conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his uncle was killed because of some random crime. Some guy was looking for money and killed his. So he has to. That guy got away. The thing is that randomness is what makes you a superhero, not conspiracy. Conspiracy makes you a freaking inhuman, which is a bad TV show, and no one likes that.
Hashtag we go.
No one wants to be inhuman. No one wants to be an inhuman. You want to be someone who got randomly exposed to crazy chemicals, and now you're a superhero. And it's not something you asked for or wanted or even are good at, but you have to do it because you have great power, and with great power.
Excelsior.
To quote Mary Jane in this week's episode of her New Year vows.
All right, kiddo.
So cynical, little hellfire.
Told you, some days I feel like a hero. Most of the time, I feel like a supervillain because I just want to exterminate all humanity. Appropriate.
So, are we done?
Yes.
All right.
But you know what happens when the Daleks actually wipe out humanity, Lilith? Killing each other because that Dalek isn't Dalek enough. It's very sad because if your philosophy is based on others, eventually, when there's no more worlds to conquer, you just conquer yourself into oblivion.
Conquer yourself? Master of your own domain? Good night, everybody.
Go out on a high note. Like George learned. Go out on a high note.
Alan Scott and Justice League 2. Watch for it.
Oh, Lord. All right. So anyway, next week, Crisis on Earth X, right?
Yes.
Yay!
Big topic. Crisis.
Conspiracy theories, right?
What? Oh, we could do that too, I guess.
No, Earth X, the crossover is going to be enough cannon fodder, trust me.
4 hours. Yeah, I think 4 hours of programming. I think that'll be... So are we going to tackle it like a movie as one big thing, or are we going to separate it into hours?
I think we'll talk about it chronologically, maybe.
Yeah, it'll be all done by then, so we can talk about the whole thing as one big thing because it'll be done by then.
Poor Charlie. Yes. 4 hours of nonsense. Only 1 hour he really wants to watch with the Legends.
Oh, please, he watched more than 4 hours of Powerless. Legends.
That's because Powerless was good. And no, I don't think I watched more than 4 hours of Powerless. The show was only on for like 4 episodes.
It was more than 4 because I think that's when I dropped out after 4. I think
it was okay. So maybe it was 6 episodes, but that was like 3 hours. So because they were half-hour episodes, so it was 3 hours plus the final episode with Adam West.
Yeah. All right. Shameless
Which is
plug.
actually ironically
Poor Phil.
All right, so next week, come back, Crisis on Earth X. Charlie, if they want the Many Faces of Esser, with some taste.
if you'd like to follow me as I live tweet Teen Titans Go! And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and other things. Yes, that's CHARLIEESSER. Look for the 2 E's in the middle for quality. And of course, write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our Moz and Paz once did, at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's super connectivity blog, all one word, at gmail.com.
And Lilith, if people want to help you try to take over the world.
Well, for Monday and Tuesday, you can find me at Lilith Hellfire live tweeting the Arrowverse 2-night 4-episode crossover event. For everything else, at Adventures in FG, that's Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Adventures in FG. And check out my website, adventuresinfangirling.com.
As always, if you want to get a hold of the Capes and Lunatics just with your thoughts, or if you want to do an interview, anything, we'll read anything. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and the voicemail for anything Capes and Lunatics, any of our shows, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And of course, you can get a hold of me personally if you would like to meet. Let's start the campaign. I would like to be the new Nightwing. So, of course, where do you email? nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp.
Nice, simple branding. I love it, Philip.
Branding's already there, people. I've given you half the campaign.
Phil thought ahead.
He did. He's been planning this his whole life. He's been waiting.
Just the last decade or two. All right, everyone. If you've had enough of this silliness, this is for this week. We have been the Capes.
Ampersand!
Lunatics!
Guess that works. Yeah.
Close enough! Now jam out.
We should really be sponsored by like some alcoholic beverage. We sound drunk half the time.
Well, you know, when when half of your team is drunk. Well, actually, it's 2/3 this week.
Yes, well.
You're just drunk with power.
As always.
I was drinking grape juice earlier.
Vino and jammies. That is the Friday night ritual. So what am I going to do with you?
I don't know if any of us are going to do anything with anyone. But life continues.
Good night.
Yeah.